So hi, I'm gonna start off by moisturizing my skin, which is actually the key for a flawless base. And then I'm gonna be moving on to priming my eyelids with an eyeshadow primer so that my eyeshadow lasts longer and looks better. Then I'm going to be using a little bit of concealer onto my eyelids just to conceal the darkness and the little veins that I have on my eyelids, and I am going to be blending it out with my damp beauty blender. Now I'm taking this really pretty mauve shade from the iconic Tree Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be putting that onto my crease as a transition shade with a blending brush. As you can see, the color is looking a lot more washed out than it is in real life, and I was trying to really pack on the eyeshadow for you to see better, but it was not really working. But don't worry, because in a minute you will see that the colors will show up a lot more vibrant. Now I'm going to be using this really nice nude warm rosy shade, and I'm going to be putting it right where I put the previous shade in and creating kind of like an elongated eye shape. And then I'm going to be cleaning up the excess with a clean makeup wipe, and I'm going to be creating a guideline for the next products I'm going to use. Now I'm taking this beautiful rose gold base, and I'm going to be putting that onto my lid with a synthetic small concealer brush. And then I'm using this beautiful mauvey taupey kind of shade just as a base for the darker shadows I'm going to use next onto the outer part of my eyelids. And then I'm going to be blending it out with a synthetic brush and applying some more of that same base and blending it out till I reach the desired opacity. Now with my ring finger I am going to be packing on the same rose gold shade that I was using before as a base, just to build up the intensity. And don't worry about the mess that I'm making, because I'll be cleaning that up in a minute. Now I'm taking this beautiful pale rose gold kind of shade, and I'm going to be using that onto the inner part of my eyes just to brighten up the area. Taking a mixture of this dark shade from the Unicorns Are Real Makeup Revolution palette and this other one from the Flawless palette from Makeup Revolution as well, and I'm putting it right where I put the dark mauve cream base on, and I am going to be blending it out with a small blending brush. I'm taking a mixture of these two colors from that same iconic Tree eyeshadow palette, and I'm putting it onto my eyelids right where I put the rose gold base on with the small synthetic concealer brush. And as you can see, it's going to look really intense because of the base I used before. And then I'm going to be using a little bit of that same pink shade that I used in my crease before with a small blending brush, and making sure there's no harsh line and everything is nice and blended. Now I'm taking this pink shade and I'm putting it right in my crease and where I put the dark shades, because I want them to be a little bit more bright and to really pop. And then I'm going to be taking a little bit of that same dark shades that I used before and darkening up the outer part of my eyes a little bit more. Now with a clean makeup wipe, I'm gonna be picking up the fallout, and then I'm gonna be creating a small wing. I prefer to go in with the small kind of wing. Now I'm taking an illuminating primer and I'm putting it all over my face, and this will really give me a glow. And then I'm also using a pore filling primer, but just in the areas where I really need it. So on my cheeks, at the sides of my nose, my chin, and a little bit on my forehead. Then I'm gonna be dotting my foundation all over my face and blending it in with the beauty blender, and then in the areas where I feel like I need a bit more coverage, I will add a bit more product and blending it out. And make sure you're really bouncing the beauty blender onto your skin for a really long time and dragging it onto your neck as well, because this will give you the most flawless and seamless foundation look. Now I'm taking these two powders that you can see right here, and I'm using them onto my eyebrows with a small flat brush, and I'm actually just filling in any gaps or any areas where I feel like I need a bit more color, because I really like the shape of my eyebrows already. Now I'm taking this beautiful peachy color corrector and I'm putting it onto the dark circles underneath my eyes with a synthetic blending brush. Now I'm taking the beige concealer and I'm putting it right underneath my eyes to cover up any darkness and the pink from the previous corrector. And then I'm taking a cream illuminating product and I'm using it to highlight my face, and I'm putting it underneath my eyes, down the bridge of my nose, on my chin, the cupid's bow, and in the center of my forehead, and blending it out with a beauty blender, and this will actually give me a lot of dimension to my face. Now I am taking this beautiful cream bronzer and I'm putting it right on my cheeks and onto my forehead and a little bit down my neck with a round top synthetic blending brush. And this is actually gonna act as a primer for the products that I'm gonna put onto my cheeks next, so that they will last a lot longer and look better. And now with a translucent setting powder, I'm actually gonna be setting my under eyes so that they will not crease. Then I'm taking the same dark shades that I used on my outer corners before, and I am gonna put them right underneath my eyes and blending it out with the same pink shade that I used in my crease before. And then I'm taking my favorite bronzer and I'm using it onto my cheeks, my temples and down my neck, just to give myself a nice tan. And then I'm taking this beautiful contouring powder, and I am using a small contour brush, and I am contouring the yellows of my cheeks, on my temples, on the sides of my nose, and onto my jawline. And I am blending everything out with a beauty blender just to make sure that I have no harsh lines and everything is nice and seamless. By the way, I know that my cheeks are looking really orange in this lighting, but I promise you it was just the camera. This is my first video ever, and I was still experimenting with the settings and the lighting and the products that I was using, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm still learning. Now I'm taking this beautiful nude blush and I'm putting it onto the apples of my cheeks. Now onto my favorite part. I'm taking a dual fiber brush and my favorite highlight, and I am gonna be highlighting the tops of my cheekbones, down the bridge of my nose just a little bit, onto my cupid's bow. And I just basically am building on the product because I love a really intense highlight. Now I am spraying a little bit of Fix Plus onto my beauty blender and bouncing onto the areas where I previously put the highlight, just to make sure that it looks even more intense but not powdery. And then I'm setting my whole face with the same setting spray and making sure it dries before I go on with my lips. And I am actually lining my lips with a nude lip liner, and I'm filling in the gaps as well. Now I am taking my favorite nude pink lipstick and I am putting it on. I'm taking an eyebrow pen, which is actually a really harsh brown color, and I am going over my beauty marks just so that you can still see them after I've done my base. And that's it. I hope you liked it. Give the video a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!